Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to VHS. I'm your host, Jesse, and last night I went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine. Let's talk about it. This will be a spoiler-free review. The movie is basically one large bowl of spoilers, but we will find our way through this. Let's start with the story. Everything is laid out for you in the trailer, so there's no need for me to get into any further details or anything that's going to spoil for you. Deadpool's world is dying, and he goes and recruits the multiverse's very worst Wolverine there is to help him fix it. That's it. That's all you need to know. Now I will say, all of the reasoning behind that and the mechanics of like how that happens, that's spoilery stuff. So we can just leave that there. Just to say, this really is a true team-up movie. You know what I mean? In all the best ways. Both characters really get there doing this thing. You can tell why it's not called Deadpool 3, plus some Wolverine on the side. No. It is a double-handed movie between both characters, and it really pays off. But Jesse, going to the movies is so inflation these days. Is it really worth seeing Deadpool and Wolverine on the big screen? Big yes. Big yes to that. While Deadpool's close combat, slaughterhouse style of fighting works perfectly fine on the small screen, on your phone, it's intimate and bloody and crazy. In Deadpool and Wolverine, we've got some action sequences and some fights that scale up super fast. The sound, the visual effects, they're spectacular, and they're really worth seeing big. But more than that, you watch movies at home, you kind of forget, if it's been a while since you've been in the theater for a moment like this, when a character walks in a room, a surprise character, you know what I mean? This could be a Bond movie, someone you thought that died. It could be any kind of movie. But you know, in these movies, there's going to be some cameos. There's going to be some surprise appearances. When a surprise character enters the room on the big screen and their close-up is like 25 foot tall, right? And all of the focus, you can feel everyone in the theater right onto the focus of that character entering the room. It's much more impactful on the big screen than it is just sitting in your living room, seeing your fireplace and your pictures of your cats, you know, all the way around your TV. You are locked into all these people as they come in, and it's, you know, I won't get into how many or who or what, but I will say, when one of the surprise characters entered a room at some point, I couldn't stop myself from out loud saying, "No fucking way!" All the kids I brought with me started crying. I'm kidding. They didn't care. But Jesse, didn't Disney neuter the violence and the jokes in an effort to sell more plushies? Nope. And nope. Disney clearly accepts what makes Deadpool work as a franchise. And they let this fucked up little peacock flap its wings and just be what it was going to be. The jokes are just as irreverent, rude, and plenty gross. And everyone takes shots. Everyone takes shots in this movie. From Disney, 20th Century Fox takes a lot of shots, of course. Even Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, the human beings, the actors, they take personal shots in this movie from Deadpool. It's fantastic. And the violence? Mamma mia. I talked about how like that violence works really well on the small screen too. The small little fights. Deadpool's in a car. Deadpool's in an elevator. He's slicing people up. Man, this movie goes so far out of its way to prove that Deadpool and Wolverine can't be killed. It pushes the limits. I mean, I think there will be some people who will go from, yeah, to, all right, to, oh, it's still happening. It's not nothing, I'll tell you that. Oh man, this is a great point I wrote down here. Never mind the other characters that aren't Deadpool and Wolverine. You're going to see, and again, no spoilers, not getting into it, but you're going to see some characters in ways you have not seen them before. And that's exciting. But Jesse, does it hit you in the gut on a human level that leaves you satisfied as you exit the theater? Maybe I didn't need the voice for that one. You know what? It really does. It does. With one caveat. One small, not issue, but point of clarification. The filmmakers behind Deadpool clearly understand the character, the best ways to use him on screen, the best ways to get the audience, all of us, involved with him and his adventures and the violence, right? It's his irreverence that we love. The big blabbermouth, right? The casual violence while he's joking. You know, all those, there's tension there that's really exciting and fresh for us as normally PG-13 moviegoers, right? Where it's just rubber person bouncing off rubber person. So they get it. They get what works about Deadpool. But I have to say that, like, sincerity and pathos, real emotion, strong emotional feelings, aren't really the most reliable tools in these filmmakers' tool chest. And that's okay. For the record, I want to say, like, that's not necessarily a complaint. What I'm trying to express is, you know, no one needs a Deadpool movie to reach the sort of earnest, gut-wrenching emotional heights of Endgame or No Way Home. You know what I mean? But Deadpool and Wolverine kind of tries for it. They kind of try to get there. Now, the emotion around Wolverine, even though this is a different Wolverine goes through what Wolverine goes through, right? But it's not really fair to say that this movie pulls off an emotional ride for us and Wolverine, because our emotional connection to Hugh Jackman as Wolverine has been baked in for well over 20 years now. So you can just put him on screen, reading a phone book. He goes past one name of a friend of his that's now dead, and we're all sad for Wolverine, right? That being said, with the character of Deadpool himself, emotional stuff, big stakes, it comes off really like Deadpool telling us about it without really showing us or letting us live through the moments that are going to make us attached to him emotionally. You know what I'm saying? The stakes for this movie in particular are established either off screen in quick snippets or with Deadpool just kind of monologuing to us about it. So that's literally the definition of telling us without showing us, and showing the audience is what makes it really, really sink into you. But fine, ultimately, it still works. It's still satisfying. It's a great ride. I laughed. I didn't cry, but I had a lot of fun. Just don't be surprised if when you get to the end, you get through it all, and you're walking out of the theater, it leaves you with sort of a, well, there you go kind of feeling. You know what I mean? Not a, oh, I can't believe what we just went through, and man, wow, we've been through the ringer, and you're just fist bumping to people you don't even know. You're hugging the people behind the counter, just trying to get some more popcorn. You're like, it's so amazing what we saw. You know, after Endgame, my wife and I went to a bar and like cried over drinks. No one needs that from Deadpool, and that's fine. So just understand that even though it's trying for the larger connective Deadpool story, it's really still in the world on the scale of Deadpool, for better or for worse. I think for most of us, we're just going to go, you know what? Maybe that emotional stuff doesn't totally connect, doesn't totally land, but it's okay, because that's not what we're here for exactly. That being said, you got to love Wade Wilson. You got to love what Ryan Reynolds does to bring the pathos that he can find time for amongst the jokes and the violence that he does bring to the character. You got to give the respect. All right, long story short, do yourself a favor, go see Deadpool and Wolverine on the big screen, and do it fast. It's only a matter of hours or days at the most until that annoying coworker ruins everything at lunch, or you click the wrong link on the internet and then there's everything, it's all spoiled for you. You know what I mean? So put your blinders on, go to the theater, you'll thank me, enjoy yourself. And if you enjoyed this review, make sure to give it a like on your way out the door. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Until next time, we live here, only on VHS. Take 'em home, Craig.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Oh, and please like and subscribe. Check out more of our videos. Leave a comment. Or don't. You do you.